In A4-C17 water tower, a trio of enclosed razor train transporters can be seen with one of them being open. For the first time, we can see how the doors on these specific cars work and see what the inside of a regular, functional enclosed transporter looks like. Inside this specific transporter is a combine device referred to as a little tank substation. During Half-Life 2, you can find numerous metal crates that will refill the ammo of various weapons, depending on the type of crate. A few of these crates have returned in Source 2. At the beginning of Aperture Desk Job, several of the rocket launcher crates can be seen being filled. If you want to see more of Aperture Desk Job, I have a no commentary playthrough on the channel. Half-Life Alyx has a variety of unused weapons and upgrades. One of the more well-known weapons is the trip mine. This weapon is already in the base game as a hazard that has to be hacked, but the entity name, console command operations, options and hammer point to it being something that could have been placed by the player at one point. Another unused weapon was the radio or walkie-talkie. The model currently doesn't exist for it, and there doesn't appear to be much in terms of scripting either, though it seems to call up a model skeleton when trying to get it from the console. A bizarre set of upgrades are two missiles, a guided one and a guided cluster. Given the names and prefixes for both, it's possible that during the development of Half-Life Alyx, the player was to receive their own rocket launcher in some form and upgrade it to have similar capabilities to previous rocket launchers. Then they could have upgraded it beyond them with cluster munitions. Half-Life Alyx has a wide assortment of unused weapons and weapon upgrades. This includes the entire retail Half-Life 2 arsenal. Not all of them are in a complete or usable state, but almost all of them have world models. The rocket launcher, 357, gravity gun, and the original frag grenade are complete. The crossbow and crowbar are modeled but missing their textures. The shotgun, AR-2, and pistol are modeled and textured, but are their Half-Life Alyx equivalents. The SMG and Bugbait have no models or textures. As these are the weapon entities, they can be spawned in through Impulse 101. Only the AR-2, SMG, and shotgun will work, though they lack their view models. But if you want to see what a reconstructed version of the 357 in Source 2 looks like, I have a longer video on the channel, which I will link below. In Dr. Kleiner's lab in D1 Train Station 05 in the chapter A Red Letter Day, and in the background of Dr. Mossman's message in Episode 1, you can find a corkboard filled with all sorts of small details and information. Front and center is the blueprints for the teleporter that Kleiner has built. In the top left is Dr. Kleiner himself when he was younger, on the cover of the Popular Scientist magazine. On the bottom right is a very young Alyx's attempt at remaking Uncle Kleiner with card paper as well as pictures of a desert, possibly Black Mesa. To the right of that is a schedule that includes MP, Patrol, and Barney for October. The top right has an anatomy analyzation of the head crab. Interestingly, it says mutation, evolution, implying the base head crab species has changed since the time of Half-Life 1. Beside it is seemingly the recipe for the indescribable salad, which is unfortunately unreadable. Guardian has numerous unused tags, some of which could hint at its famous campaign level past, all of which are viewable in Sapien. In the scenery subfolder are a slew of holograms not seen anywhere on the map, some of these being a hologram of the Ark, a hologram of Installation 08 under construction, and a hologram for the bridge of Shipmaster's carrier Shadow of Intent. Under crates is a force field that isn't used on the map, but appears to be from Epitaph. With vehicles, there is a shade turret that isn't present or spawnable in Forge. And finally, it appears that there are several bug creatures that aren't seen either. During the events of Halo 2, the bridge of Cairo Station is seen infrequently and in specific, controlled cutscene environments. Thanks to Sapien, we can actually get a good look at the bridge's layout and understand how some of its appearances work. The bridge is actually placed in the station where it is represented in the level's geometry. Here's the unobstructed interior. In this view, you can see all the tags used in the awards ceremony cutscene. the little objects along the balcony here, are supposed to be waving and cheering servicemen, which look like this. The bridge appears one last time at the end of the game when Lord Hood and Master Chief speak to one another. No geometry is used there. Instead, it is a tag, which I have placed beside the original geometry version. Of note is the side doors in the tag version, which are both open. At the start of Outskirts, the UNSC deploys into the East African city of Mombasa. The cutscene of this gives us a good overview of the city, though it is brief. Thankfully, we can now get a pretty good look at it all. As Halo 2 was made some years prior to Halo 3 ODST, the layout of the city isn't the same from that game. As well, beyond the bridge, orbital elevator, and the structures built into the seawall, there isn't any recognizable landmarks or areas that could hint toward Outskirts, Metropolis, or other media set in the city. Something to note is an unseen island off the coast of Mombasa Island here. And this is what the CAS class carrier, Solemn Penance, looks like up close. Throughout Halo 2, we get a few glimpses of the In Amber Clad's bridge. Similar to the Forward Unto Dawn's bridge, In Amber Clad's bridge is a tag, with only Outskirts and Metropolis having it appear immediately. Thanks to all of this, we can take a look at it in a little more detail. Built into the tag is a black plane that blocks out the central window. This is likely to help keep the bridge darker in various scenes. There is also an Easter egg on the bridge. If you come over to this panel here, you will see Code Message WOO 1120. Rejected by Administrator Rev Payne. May contain harmful content. Resultant psychological damage. Action censored. As the Forward Unto Dawn's bridge is actually based on the bridge of the In Amber Clad, here's a quick visual comparison of the two. Halo 3's intro is well known and well loved, but there are a few hidden things about it. The big one that's hard to tell when watching is that the nighttime sequence is actually the waterfall area where you fight the first brute in Sierra 117. In fact, you can actually follow the path from Chief's Crater area to this waterfall, with the only big differences being a jump in time and missing foliage. Some of the lighting and a few of the Covenant props surprisingly do remain. Keep in mind that what foliage does remain is roughly where the camera is in the cutscene. What also isn't shown is the full nighttime skybox.